We all know Peterbot is the GOAT after winning 4 FNCSs in a row and winning every single duo cash cup with Pollo, to now winning every single trio qualifier with his new trio. If you don't think Peterbot is the greatest player in the world right now, you're just wrong. It's not even close. So that's why I decided to make another pro analysis on him, where I go deep into his gameplay, showing you guys how to replicate exactly what he does so you can do better in your next solo cash cup. So if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and sub. Hit that bell so you never miss a pro breakdown that I do on every single pro. But yeah, no long intros, let's get into the video. So to start off, I want to show you guys why Peterbot is so hard to fight against and how he makes the best players look like the worst. And the thing that he uses in this kill, which he has mastered, is baiting. I already know what the comments are going to say. I know what it sounds like. Please don't say it, bro. But he has mastered baiting, whether that's movement baiting or pre-fire baiting. There's a lot of ways you can make your opponent think that you're about to do something when you're about to do the other. And Peterbot has absolutely mastered this. I'm going to show you guys how he baits his opponent to pre-fire when he gets aggressive. So he spots his opponent and then gets a nice crack on him, and now the opponent's instantly on the defensive. But you will see that Peterbot's really good at switching from aggressive to defensive when he knows the opponent is going to go for a counter peek or a counter shot or a counter play. So he just starts pickaxing through, gets very aggressive, but then as soon as the opponent turns around, he sees that he might be able to pre-fire him here. So instead of pickaxing twice, he just pulls out his shotgun and he actually successfully baits him to pre-fire and also gets the piece right here. He could have even maybe gotten this wall because you can place 2 builds at once. Everybody can do that, but he doesn't get the wall. But now that he's done so much damage, all he has to do is hop in, and that's exactly what he does here. But since we are in a finals lobby, this guy does put in work and he makes Peterbot actually work for the kill. This guy is pretty good. He knows how to move around and make space. But instead, your guys' goal when you get an opponent this low is to look for open piece. Since the opponent reboxes here, he, instead of going like around here, maybe go for the last wall that he places here, he instead just looks for this open piece in the middle and actually just fully pickaxes in and then gets the open piece. When you're trying to end the fight on an opponent that's low, you have to know that the opponent is just going to try to make a lot of space. If you're good at the game and you get shot and you're low, you are going to make a lot of space. So you should expect that from your opponents as well. I mean, at least if you're good, you should be doing that. And the opponent actually does that, but he can't build this wall because he can't fully turn around because he's trying to make a bunch of more boxes, which is very, very smart, instead of just making 2 boxes. But Peterbot's goal and your goal when an opponent makes this many boxes is to close in the space by piecing. You have to look for open walls, open cones, open floors, anything that isn't placed in between the space that you have in the opponent. You have to block that off. It's not really piece control, but it's like closing the space in between you guys with piece control, I guess. But he sees that this wall is very low. A lot of you guys would just try to phase in here or hop in or maybe just try to take this wall, but he knows that the opponent can easily go for a counter peek, and this is a counter peek that a good player would go for. If Peterbot's going for this wall, a good player would try to edit this wall on the other side. Like from here, the opponent can have a very, very free right hand on him if Peterbot goes for this wall right here, the wood wall. So what Peterbot does is he actually goes for the wall right in front of him and uses that momentum of the double swing, because he sees this instantly. So he uses the momentum of the double swing, and instead of going for this cone, he knows that the opponent's just trying to get out because he does not want Peterbot in his box when he's this HP. So obviously, if you guys are smart, you should know that the opponent is going to leave and try to go into another space because he needs space between him. That's what people will do on the defensive. They need that space. So he goes for the mid wall instead of focusing on this cone because he knows he's going to back off and then gets a free kill, takes the cone. All he has to do is spray because he was very, very low. And this isn't a bad player, guys. He's just making him look bad. Like, this is top 600 finals. And basically 2 things to keep in note, guys, is just the pre-fire baiting, switching from aggressive to defensive instantly in milliseconds, because you have to know when the opponent is going for counter plays, and just closing off space in between the opponent and you when the opponent is trying to heal. Alright, so for this next kill, I want to show you guys how Peterbot blueprint edits, and you guys should definitely be using this in the end game like him. So he gets on the low ground layer because he knows he wants kills. He doesn't need the kills like you guys just saw. He had a lot of mats, but his 144 build, so he doesn't need any kills, but he just likes to frag. We know this. So he gets on a low ground layer because that's where a lot of people are going to be fighting. You guys can't be going for kills without listening for shots being fired. If you want to go for kills in the end game, you need to be looking for people that are already fighting. You can't start the fight on yourself. It's very, very hard. It's not going to go your way most of the time because you're going to get third partied. But what Peterbot does here is he actually hears the third party. He saw this guy being shot at and he sees him actually pop a blob, or he was about to or something. Yeah, he pops the blob and then he actually just pieces, gets close. He blocks off all his angles before getting close, but he doesn't go on the wall immediately. What he actually does is he just shoots his pump to get it low first, switches to his AR. He grabs it from afar because if you get on this wall, very close to this wall, you can take it from that far. But you will not be able to edit here unless you either get close, but that's not really what we want here because it's just not very good play in the end game to get that close to an enemy. What he actually does is he pulls out his wall builds, like he pulls out the build that he pulls out the bind that he uses to build walls, and then he presses his edit button, which is a blueprint edit, so it makes you be able to edit from farther. And he actually just does a wide edit while the opponent's being sprayed because he knew that this opponent was already pressuring him. And this opponent actually hears Peterbot pressuring him as well, which also adds to the third party, which makes it a lot easier to kill this opponent. Just sprays from afar, everything from afar, never gets close. And then yeah, and then he just making sure that everything is his before he goes into this box to get it. He knows that the opponent might try to get this loot, so he holds this edit and then he tries to take the wall. He can't. But this is not a kill, guys. I just want to show you guys a little bit extra here because this is how you safely get a refresh. You have to make sure that everything is yours. You can't go into... I see a lot of you guys in endgame going into boxes that aren't yours. You can't do that when a lobby is very stacked, or in just any lobby. You shouldn't be doing that. You should making sure everything is yours if you're trying to look for loot or just picking up a loot, because that can take a lot of time. But yeah, blueprint editing is super OP in endgame, and just look for third parties in endgame. Alright, so this kill is actually very, very perfect from Peterbot. I think he did everything in here perfectly, and you guys can replicate the exact same way. Nothing he does here takes a huge amount of skill. He just knows how to use the Fury right, and I'll show you guys what else he does. So Peterbot actually TPs next to this guy, gets really close, and all he does right now is just approach the box while building, which is very, very smart. Like, you can't just be in one box. If you want to start pickaxing on this wall, you want to make like your own box to the side as well, which is very, very smart. So all he does is, instead of pickaxing in or just holding this angle, the other opponent's holding the same angle, so he's just gonna hold this wall here, look for a pre-fire, but he can't get it. He's doing this nice peek that I love, but it just doesn't work out because the opponent's playing very safe. And then he just pickaxes once, pickaxe spades, still not working. And then he pre-fires. The fact, like, if you're pickaxing that much times on a wall, the opponent's probably going to make a play on you, so just get ready to pre-fire, which is not hard at all. And then now all he has to do is he just spray through because he has health advantage. And if you're as confident as Peterbot in hitting your shots, it's very good to just spray through. And all he does is abuse the Fury AR. Like, if you're gonna key this much as Peterbot, and you're watching this video to learn how to key, you can't be doing any of this without the Fury AR. It's gonna be a lot harder with the hollow twister, so just use the Fury AR. Like, just gets a really nice crack on him right here. And now all he has to do is pressure him. Still single swinging because he knows the opponent's probably gonna look for a counterplay when he's low, because that's the only way to get someone off of you when you're trying to heal, is go for counterplays. So Peterbot knows he's going to try to do that. Phases in with the shotgun, which I actually like. If you have the Fury AR, you won't... It's like having like a Tommy gun, basically. Like, it's very good up close. Like, it's almost like a shotgun, except you just spray it. So using your shotgun to phase in isn't bad because you won't need to use your shotgun in the box. You can just use the Fury AR. But he gets unlucky. The opponent gets out. But what he does here is he actually baits the edit. He baits the double swing because he's been basically trying to phase into his box the whole time. He thinks that this opponent thinks that Peterbot's going to try to get the wall, but he just instantly switches to defensive and pre-fires, and gets a very nice kill here. Again, Peterbot is super good at switching from over aggressive to over defensive, and that's what gets him the kill here. So everything just perfect in this fight. Alright, so for this next skill, I want to show you guys how to abuse the meta. And by meta, I mean abusing the mask and abusing the Fury AR. If you guys are going to key in solos, you absolutely need to use the Fury AR. It's just better in every way for fighting. But if you're going to try to make it to endgame and go for Surge, then obviously the other Hollow Twister is a lot better. But for close range fights, the Fury is always going to be better. So I'm going to show you guys right here how Peterbot uses the mask to get first entry tags on this opponent, which is very, very smart. So he sprays these wells just to see if the opponent's there. He spots him just in range for him to TP right on his head. Very, very fast, and that's what he does. He TPs right on his head perfectly, and that gives him a free entry tag on him, which is a little small tag, but all he does now is just start spraying through. Even if he gets hit here, all he has to do is just hit his shots with the Fury. Now he has very good health advantage. Now all he has to do is cover his angles, and it actually was jiving somehow. All he has to do is cover his angles. Basically, when you get the opponent that low, all you have to do is look for open piece, like I said in the other clip, and that's what he does, and he gets a free kill abusing the meta. This is a very good easy play that you guys can replicate in your cash cup if you want to go for kills. Alright, so for this next kill, I want to show you guys how he actually predicts opponents' movements just from the edits that they do. And you'll see it's very easy. And also how he pressures with his guns when he has health advantage. So he spots this opponent, land right next to him in his boxes, and he wants to kill, so he starts pressuring diagonally as always. And this opponent's getting sprayed from his back, so he just stays far and sprays. But then he sees from here, before he edits this cone, he sees that the opponent is going up from this cone right here. He knows that the opponent's just gonna go up, so he jumps up, takes a nice shot, and then gets it just in time. And then now all he has to do is basically just get up on his face and shotguns the wall to pressure him, but he knows he's gonna go the other way, so he just shotguns, AR sprays, and phases in, which is the best way to kill someone really fast, get in their box really fast, is to shotgun it first and then pickaxe, or to shotgun it first and then just AR spray in. But that's only something you should be doing if you have health advantage after like a good entry tag, or maybe like what Peterbot just did, just a nice pump from predicting. But yeah, that's a pretty simple kill. Alright, that is going to end the video for today, guys. If you made it this far, comment "I will not lose," just so I know who the real ones are in the comments. And also, as always, remember to comment which pro you guys want next, and maybe even which pro you want a part 2 on, since I've done a lot of these, and I'll consider it for my next video. But yeah, no long outros. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.